I'm Anne from the Imagine If Library, and today we have a special guest to read at our story time. I wanted to introduce you to my friend Dave Jackson. Dave lives in Colorado and runs the educational caving program for all ages known as CaveSim. I met Dave a few years ago when we were both at a week-long caving convention doing fun programs with all the kids that were there attending the convention. Just recently, I shared my caving story time with him, and he said that looked like fun, and he had a book he really wanted to read to our kids too. So I'm happy to be able to introduce you to him.
My name is Dave, and I am with an organization called CaveSim, and we do really cool programs all over the United States. We have a giant cave inside of a big trailer, and we live in Colorado, but we bring it all over the United States. But with COVID, we're doing more programs online. And so today we're going to be reading you some really cool books. So join us and check out our website, cavesim.com, to see some of the other awesome things that we do. So which one should we start with?
This one.
A Bat Colony's Search for a New Home by Mary Ellen Klukow, illustrated by Romina Marti. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, a colony of big-eared bats is hibernating for winter. The cave is warm and dark. It is a perfect place to rest until spring. But what is that noise? See the snow on the mountains there? There's snow on this. What is this thing here?
A bat box.
A bat box. What is that noise? One bat peeks out from behind his wing. A light flashes across his face. There are people in the cave. These hikers don't want to hurt the bats, but the bat doesn't know that. He is scared. He drops from the ceiling as all the other bats wake up. Here's the snow on the trees again. The hikers are looking around. The colony rushes out from the cave, trying to escape the humans. Waking up from hibernation can be dangerous. There is not enough food in the winter for the bats to eat. They have to find a new cave soon so they can go back to sleep. Look here, there are a lot of them flying out. Wow, look how big their ears are. Those are good ears for listening. What do they listen to?
Their echolocation.
Their echolocation, yeah, exactly. Some bats find a cozy limestone cave. They fly in, tired and ready to sleep. They notice another bat colony. But something isn't right. These bats have a fungus. See that? See the fungus? Growing on their faces. They don't look healthy. William, do you know what the fungus is?
White nose syndrome.
White
Why
nose
are those
syndrome.
bats on the ground?
I think they may not have survived. They may not be feeling very well. These bats have white nose syndrome. It is a disease that kills bats. Some of the colony lands among the infected bats. They might get infected now. Oh no. The rest of the colony heads back into the cold. They will keep searching for a good home. The colony flies over a farm. They notice a bat box out on a barn. This could be a good home for now. As they get closer, though, they see that there are brown bats inside already. The colony turns to leave. They don't notice something moving through the snow towards them. A cat leaps at them. It likes to hunt for bats near the bat box. It didn't catch a bat this time, but it is crouching to try again. Oh no. Suddenly, the cat is lifted away by a human. This farmer knows that bats protect crops by eating pest insects. Bats also eat bugs like mosquitoes that carry diseases. But this colony must survive the winter before they can eat any bugs. They need to find a place to rest until spring. All the bats are tired. They are running out of energy. They fly over a hill, and then they see it. A new cave. It is far away from people and surrounded by big oak trees. This cave will keep them safe until spring. The bats roost. They fold their wings around themselves. Now they can get back to hibernating. The colony was lucky this time, but bats all over North America need help. The number of good homes for bats is shrinking. Here is a map that shows where Virginia big-eared bats live. And there's this thing called a key, which tells us that Virginia big-eared bats live in this range. So this pinkish purplish color here shows where the big-eared bats live. And this page tells us about bats at risk. One of the biggest threats to bats all over the world is human disturbance. When people hike through bat caves, they scare bats and can even cause mother bats to drop their babies. When bats with white nose syndrome are scared by people, they can fly out to other caves and infect more bats. Bat experts put signs out near caves where bats live. Obey the signs to keep the bats inside safe. You can help bats. Here are some things you can do. Be careful about when you go into caves. Bats are very scared of humans, so avoid any caves where they might be hibernating. Build a bat box. Bats roost in wooden bat boxes during their active season. Some might even hibernate in them. So that was a really cool book about bats, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think we should go play a bat game?
Yes.
What bat game do you want to play today?
Maybe bat and moth.
Bat and moth. Okay, cool. So how does that one work?
Well, we take turns being the bat or the moth.
Okay, good. And what does the bat wear?
A blindfold.
The bat wears a blindfold. Are bats blind?
No, they just are in the dark.
They're just in the dark. They just hunt at night when it's dark. Okay,
Yeah.
so we put a blindfold on, and the bat wears the blindfold. And what do they try to do to the moth?
Catch the moth and
Right.
eat it.
Catch, but in the game, they catch it, and how do they catch it?
Tagging it.
By tagging it. Good. So,
And then it's the new bat.
and then it becomes the new bat. Awesome. Great. Okay, well, you want to go play that?
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
It's game time. Find a friend, find somebody in your household, find a couple people in your household, and find a t-shirt or something you can use as a blindfold. We're going to play a game that's a lot like Marco Polo. So it's going to be you and as many people as you can find in your household, and go outside or into a big open area. In this game, you are going to be a bat. And here is how bats can see in the dark. They send out a sound, and they wait to see how long it takes for the sound to come back. If the sound takes a long time to come back, that means there isn't really anything close to them. If the sound comes back very quickly, that means that there's something right in front of them. And so they can sort of paint a picture of what's in front of them using sound. Try this experiment. Put your hand in front of your face and say the word hello. Now take your hand away from your face and say hello again. You'll notice that it sounds different. You are acting like a bat. If you were a blind person, you could actually use clicking sounds from your mouth in order to paint a picture of the surroundings around you. This is what bats do to find their food, and it is called echolocation. It's sort of similar to what a ship uses, sonar. So William and I are going to play bat and moth, and we'll show you how it works. Bats are not blind, but they hunt at night when it's dark. And so William is going to be our first bat, and he's going to wear this blindfold so that he can pretend that it is nighttime. William, are you ready? William is going to spin around 3 times to get nice and dizzy. And he is going to try to tag me. Go ahead and spin around, William. Spin around, spin, spin. 1, keep going, keep going. 2, keep going, keep going, keep going. 3. William is going to say the word echo or echolocate. It's kind of like Marco Polo. Every time he says echo, I am going to say moth. You ready, William? Say echo.
Echolocate.
Moth.
Echolocate.
Moth. He's trying to tag me.
Echolocate.
Moth.
Echolocate.
Moth.
Moth. Echolocate.
Moth.
Echolocate.
Oh, he got me. He got me. Okay, so I am now part of the bat. The moth, have been eaten by the bat, and I have become part of its body. That means I am the new bat. And I'm going to try and tag William. Now, the moth here tries to not duck down. If the moth here, go ahead and duck down, duck down. And I'm running along, and I might trip over the moth. So the moth always stays standing up instead of ducking down. I'm going to put my blindfold on. Here, William. And William is going to warn me if I am about to bump into anything. So here I go. I spin around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Get nice and dizzy. Echolocate.
Ma.
Echolocate.
Ma.
Echolocate.
Ma.
One thing you can do to make this easier and safer is that you can set up a little string, a little perimeter, or some chairs. If you have a lot of friends, which you won't have right now during COVID-19, but if you have a lot of friends playing, you can have the friends make a big circle to protect the bat and the moth. But for now, with our social distancing, you can also just put a string on the ground, and it will be the job of the moth to tell the bat when the bat goes out of bounds.
Wow, what a fun game to play. And I loved that book about bats. It made me think about how I could help bats out. They're having a pandemic too. Not a virus, but a fungus is causing them to get sick from white nose syndrome. And I want to make sure they have enough safe places to live. So how can we help? Well, with our pandemic, we wear masks. So maybe it would help bats to wear masks? What do you think? I made one for my little stuffed bat friend, but then I remembered what Dave taught us. What would a mask do to echolocation? Remember when Dave had to say hello, hello with our hands in front of our mouths and it sounded different and muffled? It would be sort of like us trying to wear masks over our eyes. Woo! Like this. That would not be good. So, little bat masks are out, though they have the ears for it. So what else can we do to help bats stay healthy? Well, just like in the book, we should always pay attention to signs like this one that the Forest Service put out outside of this cave in eastern Montana. We can disinfect the clothing and the gear we bring into a cave to make sure we aren't helping to transport the fungus with us. And we can pay attention to the list of seasonally closed caves that are listed on our local grotto's website. Bats like high humidity and above freezing temperatures, so not all of our Montana caves will work for them. Our bats don't spend winters in our bat boxes either, so we still have lots of caves open for us to visit during the winter. For example, this area of the cave is too cold for bats, yet it's so pretty in the winter, so we can still visit here to see the ice formations. Another thing I can do is to find other activities to do in the winter while the bats are in hibernation. I can practice caving skills right at my house without disturbing any bats. If Dave's CaveSim trailer was nearby, I could go there, but since he's far away, I can practice tying knots, and I have a pulley set up on my house, and my husband and I can practice vertical caving skills right from the porch. You can see that when he lowers the rope, I get lots of practice climbing. And once I get Lee to hold still and I can climb to the top, I can show you one more thing we can do to help the bats. Okay, here I am, way up high, far above where a cat could bother the bats, like what happened in the book. And here I've hung a bat box. I built this last summer when I noticed bat poop close to our front door. Bats were trying to have their summery nursery in that tiny little crack, probably because it is warm up there for the babies who were just born. Bats are so curious that they found my new bat box right away and moved in. I think they invited their friends too. I was so happy that I was able to make the bats a new, bigger summer home. I'll put a link in the description to some excellent research on what makes an attractive bat box in case you want to make one too. Thank you for joining Dave, William, and me for this story time all about bats. Bye for now.